A room without books is like a body without a soul. The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living. If you have a garden and a library, you have everything you need. To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child. The greater the difficulty, the greater the glory. While there's life, there's hope. The welfare of the people is the ultimate law. Friendship makes prosperity more brilliant and lightens adversity by dividing and sharing it. The safety of the people shall be the highest law. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. He who defends everything defends nothing. It is the nature of every person to err, but only the fool perseveres in error. To be content with what we possess is the greatest and most secure of riches. In times of war, the law falls silent. In everything, satiety closely follows the greatest pleasures. What is morally wrong can never be advantageous, even when it enables you to make some gain that you believe to be to your advantage. The shifts of fortune test the reliability of friends. We must not say every mistake is a foolish one. A man of courage is also full of faith. The best armor is to keep out of range. As I approve of a youth that has something of the old man in him, so I am no less pleased with an old man that has something of the youth. Justice consists in doing no injury to men, decency in giving them no offense. No one can give you better advice than yourself. In doubtful cases, the more liberal interpretation must always be preferred. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. For there is but one essential justice which cements society, and one law which establishes this justice. A grateful heart is not only the greatest virtue but the parent of all other virtues. We are all motivated by a keen desire for praise, and the better a man is, the more he is inspired to glory. The greatest enemy of freedom is a happy slave. The good of the people is the highest law. The authority of those who teach is often an obstacle to those who want to learn. Silence is one of the great arts of conversation. The spirit is the true self. Memory is the treasury and guardian of all things. A home without books is a body without soul. Brevity is the best recommendation of speech, whether in a senator or an orator. We should not be so taken up in the search for truth as to neglect the needful duties of active life. If you have knowledge, let others light their candles in it. The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living. Freedom is a possession of inestimable value. Virtue is the foundation of a good reputation. Nature has given to us the seeds of knowledge, not knowledge itself. In a republic, this rule ought to be observed, that the majority should not have the predominant power. Necessity is the mother of invention. While there's life, there's hope. What then is freedom? The power to live as one wishes. The eyes are more accurate witnesses than the ears. To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child. The sword itself incites to violence. The more laws, the less justice. For what is the worth of human life unless it is woven into the life of our ancestors by the records of history? It is not by muscle, speed, or physical dexterity that great things are achieved, but by reflection, force of character, and judgment. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Times of stress and difficulty are necessary to develop our potential. The enemy is within the gates. It is with our own luxury, our own folly, our own criminality that we have to contend. If you would know a man, observe how he treats a cat. While we are postponing, life speeds by. There is nothing so absurd that it has not been said by some philosopher. In times of war, the law falls silent. The pursuit, even of the best things, ought to be calm and tranquil. It is a shameful thing to be weary of inquiry when what we search for is excellent. The welfare of the people is the highest law. Advice is judged by results, not by intentions.